What's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me today. Please, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, share this video out on your social media platforms, and also, most importantly, follow me on Telegram at TD Media Group to help assist in circumventing social media censorship and YouTube shadow banning. That is extremely important. Telegram at TD Media Group. And with the introduction out of the way, let's get into today's news, man. Today, we are headed back to New Venezuela, formerly known as New York City, because in New Venezuela, it looks like, to some degree, you can say the chickens have come home to roost as it concerns the migrant crisis and the city's refusal to get rid of its sanctuary city status in order to actually assist ICE in deporting criminals that are wreaking havoc in their city and in their communities across the city. Recently, as you can see here, we have a suspected gang member of Tren de Aragua that assault, robbed, and exposed himself to a Manhattan assistant district attorney. And this was a woman who is an assistant district attorney to the district attorney of Manhattan, Donald Trump's arch nemesis, Alvin Bragg, right? So I want to get into this clip here. We're going to play a little bit of it, and then we're going to get back into the discussion afterwards. So let's get into this here for a little bit more detail onto what actually happened.
A smiling Brandon Simosa being led out of the Midtown South precinct on West 35th Street this morning. Police say at about 2 a.m. Sunday, he robbed a 38-year-old woman in the hallway of her Hell's Kitchen apartment building. He allegedly grabbed her purse, cell phone, and bank cards and also performed a lewd act. The victim is a Manhattan assistant DA. She was not injured. Police traced her stolen cell phone to a hotel on West 45th Street, which led them to believe the suspect is a migrant, and they were able to track him down. Simosa was arrested just last night. Police say he was using drugs on the street and had stolen items with him. Police believe he is part of Tren de Aragua. That's the Venezuelan gang that has preyed on people in Times Square and Central Park. Simosa is facing a number of counts, including sexually motivated robbery and burglary. He also has 6 prior arrests, all from this year on similar crimes. And he's believed to have arrived in the U.S. in February of 2023. In Lower Manhattan, Lauren Glassberg, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
So he arrived into the U.S. February of 2023. So we know for a fact, obviously, this is one of Harris and Biden's migrants. All right. This is their people that came in across the border that they allowed in. I want you guys to notice and pay attention to, as I'm sure you all saw in the very beginning, how he came out laughing. He's under arrest and he's laughing. He's smiling. He's joking. He walked out in handcuffs doing the Ric Flair. He went, woo, like as if everything is fun and games and none of this is serious. But then obviously he's going to have that kind of attitude towards being arrested and even laughing and hamming it up for the cameras because he's committed 6 crimes similar to this, as we just heard in the report. 6 crimes similar to this, and he's still out in the street walking around to terrorize the people over and over and over again. At what point is enough enough? Is enough when we have another Lake and Riley situation, right? Where you see that he's sexually motivated with these robberies that's happening. He's not just robbing people, but he's exposing himself afterwards. At what point is enough enough? And I'm curious to know what you guys think in the comment section below, if whether or not this will be a moment that now the New York local officials will look at as far as the politicians are concerned. Kathy Hochul, Alvin Bragg, Mayor Eric Adams, City Council, New York City City Council. Will they look at this moment and say, okay, this is really getting out of hand now, as if it wasn't already out of hand, obviously, but now it's coming on our doorstep. The local officials that are supposed to be governing the city, now we're being attacked. Will this now open their eyes to just common sense and allow ICE to do their job within their city, to work with local law enforcement to get these criminals off the street? I think you and I know the answer to that question is no. Unfortunately. But the good news is this, concerning Tom Homan's efforts to go forward with mass deportation. One of the criticisms that him and Trump continuously get is, where are you going to get the manpower to do this? Well, it's looking like the manpower issue is no longer an issue, because people are coming out of retirement. Border Patrol agents are coming out of retirement. ICE agents are coming out of retirement. Military men are saying, throw me in the game, coach. They are ready to secure the border and get rid of all of these criminals from our cities across the country. What I want to do now is play a quick clip here from Tom Homan, where he discusses this on Fox News.
Children to try to save them.
So real quick, Tom, do you deputize the local, like state police, like Texas DPS wants to work with ICE? They want to work with the Border Patrol. Do they get deputized to help out with this crisis?
Yeah, we're going to fight with the 287G jail program, 287G task force programs, those law enforcement agencies that want to help. Since I've been announced, Lawrence, I've gotten thousands of soldiers that just recently left the military. They want to join forces. Police officers that retired want to join forces. But retired Border Patrol agents, retired ICE agents that want to come back. Retirement from Border Patrol, that paperwork is pulled back. There's a lot of excitement to do this job for the President of the United States.
Now, another clip that I want to play for you from this interview is when Tom Homan responded to the question of the Governors Alliance, all of these DNC governors that have come together to form a coalition in order to prevent mass deportation. The mayors as well, like Brandon Johnson of Chicago, who was aligned with the Governors Coalition. Tom Homan was asked, how do you get around this? And just what are your thoughts on them in general? And I want you to listen to what Tom Homan had to say in his response towards that.
Tom, real quickly, what happens to a mayor or a local police department chief that is under Democratic leadership that obstructs ICE in your federal agents that are helping get these deportations? What happens to them?
They need to educate themselves. They need to review this. Title 8, United States Code 1324, III. Read about that and don't cross that line, because it is a felony to harbor and conceal an illegal alien from ICE. Read the statute, don't cross that line.
That's a warning from Tom Homan right there. Read it clear as day.
As Tom Homan said, don't cross that line. And this is the type of attitude that must be had moving forward, right? We got to have this kind of attitude moving forward, because we see now, once again, going back to the criminal here, right? Let's get him back up on the screen. Going back to him, the reason that he has such a laissez-faire attitude towards being arrested, laughing, doing the Ric Flair woo on his way out, is because he knows that currently under the Biden-Harris administration, this country is soft. New York is soft. I can commit all the crimes I want. I can expose myself to women, violating them. I can rob you, beat you, attack you, and nothing's going to happen. Nothing has happened to him yet. And currently, as it stands, regardless of the fact that this is making news across the country, NYPD is not allowed to work with ICE to deport this guy, to get him out of the country. He's a threat to you, me, and to everyone, but they're not allowed to work with him. This is completely foolish. It's completely ridiculous. And once again, because the country is soft, because the city of New York is soft, this is why you have that kind of attitude coming from this guy here, where it's all fun and games. But come November, I should say January 20th, I believe it is, when Donald Trump officially takes office, fun and games will be over for this guy, and he won't be laughing coming out of the courtroom, wooing and ha-ha and he-heing anymore. Then that also goes for the rest of the violent criminals that have entered the country under Harris and Biden's watch, to which blood is on Harris and Biden's hands. And with all that being said, that does it for today's news. I want to thank you guys for joining me today. Please hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. And once again, don't forget to follow me on Telegram and Rumble. Both my Telegram and Rumble links will be in the description box below. Thank you all for your time. And until the next video, peace and have a great afternoon.